Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. Today is going to be a different type of vlog. It was a big day yesterday. Zayne Malik from One Direction left the band, and I thought that I would choose today to talk about it because I'm doing a lot of flying. We're doing like 5 college shows, so I literally have to fly all day. It doesn't really make sense for me to film flying because it's all the same, and I don't want the vlog to be repetitive. So I decided to talk about my friend Zayne. It is sad. Here's the thing. One Direction, say what you will about them, but let's talk about the facts. The facts are they are great singers. Their songs are incredible. They actually really are. Like as a songwriter, I can safely say and securely say that One Direction songs are absolutely incredible. And then they're all good-looking dudes. You know, I'm very safe in my sexuality. I have a beautiful wife, but I can say that the One Direction dudes, they're good-looking dudes. They get it. So a lot of people might be wondering, why would somebody do this? Why would somebody with such an amazing life choose to leave that amazing life and go do something else? And as a songwriter and as the singer of the band We the Kings, I kind of wanted to like touch base on the fact that there's an idea of the grass is always greener. You know, when we're on stage, we have an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes 30 minutes. It doesn't matter what it is. That's where the world sees the band. So for One Direction, you know, they're constantly in the tabloids, they're constantly on stage, you know, so that's what you see of them. There is a deeper side to every musician and every artist and bands and whatever it is. So it makes it really difficult to question why they would do something like leave the band or why they would stay in the band. You know, there's so many different things and so many different details that a lot of people miss because they're not fully involved and fully enveloped in that person's life. So the truth, We the Kings, all 5 of us have quit the band at some point in time. We've had some sort of crazy blowout where we have said, like, I can't do this anymore. You know, it's too tough, it's too time consuming, it's too crazy, it's too demanding, and we have quit. Typically for us, we come back an hour later and we're like, this is all I know. You know, this is what we do, this is what I am, this is who I am, you know, this is who I want to be. So for We the Kings, we always come back and we say like, hey, listen, we love each other, let's do this and let's go. And I think for One Direction, it's probably the same thing. You know, for One Direction, they probably all love each other dearly as best friends and also bandmates, which makes you most of the time feel like brothers. And it probably wasn't easy for Zayne. I went big on this vlog, you know, I printed out pictures and edited them, so it probably wasn't easy for Zayne to say goodbye to One Direction. And I get the feeling that the band won't be the same without Zayne. You know, they have such a great fan base and a cult-like. And I'm going to say that cult is probably a negative word, but I'm going to say it in a positive way. The One Direction fan base is awesome, and they're really dedicated to the band that they love. So I don't think that the band One Direction will be the same without one of their founding members. So it's one of those things that you just kind of think about. And by the way, I never thought that I would have a vlog dedicated to One Direction, but because they are a great band, and because I did want to touch on the subject, and because so many people care, it's like literally trending on every single social media site ever. The grass is always greener. You know, he was probably in a position where he just wanted to be normal and wanted to feel like a normal kid. The unfortunality of it is that you can't really go from being like one of the biggest names in pop music, in music in general, and just quit and then go to being normal. That's going to be his struggle. His struggle is going to be like trying to find what being normal is. You want to be normal, it's going to be really tough. And I wish the best for all the members of One Direction. I wish the best for him for wanting to do what his heart feels and what his mind and his family is really pushing him to do. But it's going to be tough. You know, it's going to be tough to transition from being that pop star to just the normal guy that he kind of wants to be. So that's kind of thing. I wanted just to say that there's probably not a band out there in the world that hasn't gone through this, that hasn't gone through like losing a member or gaining a member, or even having a brief moment of, hey, listen, you know, shit's kind of crazy right now, and you know, I don't know if I can do this. You build families and you build relationships, and you're gone constantly. I know as We the Kings, like we've been gone almost the entire year for the past 7 years. It's been really difficult for a band like One Direction, who's even in more demand than We the Kings by tenfold. You know, they're probably, you know, finding a hard time to talk to their families and to talk to their friends. It probably got so overwhelming that they thought at some point, you know, Zayne specifically, you know, how can I continue doing this? So that's kind of a crazy thing. So all in all, life is hard in a band. Life is hard in general. The grass is always greener, but what you see and the hour on stage that a band or an artist or a movie star or whatever it is, like the way, if it's a movie, if it's an album, there is so much that goes into it. There is so much work and effort, and Zayne, the rest of the dudes in One Direction, We the Kings, and every really artist out there has put so much time, countless hours, into their craft, into their art, into their singing, to their songwriting, to their performance. You couldn't even imagine how much time has gone into it. So with times like these, you just kind of have to say, like, I respect the decision that you make. I'm bummed. I'm a One Direction fan. I can say it because their songs are great, but I'm bummed that it won't be the same band moving here on out. However, like, I respect the decision that you made, and it is a tough one. It can't be easy to say, like, okay, you know, I no longer want to make, you know, millions and millions of dollars and to meet fans, and like, that's got to be really tough. So respect for the decision. I hope all is well for the remaining members and for Zayne himself. I've had the awesome opportunity to meet them a couple times at different award shows and things like that, and they're all super nice dudes. So there's not even a bad word that I could possibly say about them. Good luck to those dudes, and I think that you guys all have kind of hopefully a better idea of what being a band member is all about. There is more to it, and it is sometimes, most times, absolutely crazy. So with that being said, I have to head to the airport. I'm exhausted, and I just want to sleep on this flight. Talking about demand. I love you guys, and I hope this was a cool, different style of video. So that's it. See you. While she's interviewing us.
If I could get you guys to say your names again for me, please.
Yes. How does this feel?
It feels weird. I'm usually not on that end, so.
Charles just doesn't care about interviews.
No, I do. I wanted to show off this.
It really doesn't look like you care.
I care.
That actually looks incredible.
It is.
If I
I saw the catering in here. I didn't want to insult him.